Hello, Gators. My name is Dr. Christy Montgomery, Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs for Northshore, and I am here with our Chancellor, Dr. Wainwright. As promised through email, we did have some time to collect questions from you all. Thank you so much for sending your questions surrounding our response to the coronavirus scare, COVID-19. We appreciate your feedback and questions, and our Chancellor has so graciously agreed to sit down with us and just have a conversation to address any concerns that you may have. And I'll give him a moment to speak with you before we begin.
Thank you, Dr. Montgomery, and as the voice and advocate for our student body, as our official Dean of Students and Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs, I want our student body to know that Dr. Montgomery, since our last day of physical class has taken place, has been your voice, has been in constant communication with administration, has opened up the forum for email questions, and thank you, students, for responding wholeheartedly, asking complete honesty. It helps us to know what's your greatest concerns, not just for education, but for personal concerns as well. Our goal through this video is to give you as much information as possible, fill as many gaps and holes as we can, but also to provide you additional resources and let you know that what we cannot answer, we will answer, certainly in the near future. So thank you, Dr. Montgomery, and thank you to our student body. We sit in an empty classroom. This is not our college. We miss our student body. We miss each one of you, and we know that you're focused on your families right now, but please know that we are ready when it's safe to get back to the normal operations. But until that time is known, we're gonna have to all work collectively in partnership as partners in your educational journey to help you become successful.
Thank you, Dr. Wainwright. So we received over 40 emails from you and questions from you. So what we did was we tried to categorize those questions so that we could try to answer everyone's questions in general, so that we can cover all of the consistent and topics that came up in the questions. So the first category is health sciences. So students are asking, what's the plan for students that are in the health sciences programs, pharmacy tech, MA, LPN, who have clinical requirements that are really tied to not just program requirements, but in some cases state requirements. What's our plan for them when it comes to their clinical rotations?
Thank you, Dr. Montgomery, and to our students in those programs. You know, as we're seeing your questions, it's exciting for us to see that you are completely familiar with the regulatory bodies that govern your programs, the clinical requirements, and that's a testament to your learning and to the role our health sciences faculty are playing in your educational journey. It's day by day evolving. And what I mean by that is 1 week ago, based on where we were with the pandemic, there was the possibility, we still had healthcare systems committing to clinical opportunities. We, across all of higher ed in Louisiana and the nation, are starting to see those clinical opportunities limited. So we are planning for online instructional delivery for all health sciences at this time. It will involve simulation online. We understand that many of our students struggle with bandwidth in rural communities, and that's where the communication with the faculty is going to be extremely critical as we go through this progress. That's where partnering with your fellow classmates and identifying access points that are safe for you all within certain homes, but working together, keeping social distancing, following all CDC requirements. But at the end of the day, for our health sciences students, what you can expect is as early as Monday and Tuesday of next week, as we prepare to launch on Wednesday, our full online platform for students asking about clinicals. Prepare for your first few days and possibly weeks to be online until it is safe to engage in a clinical environment, which at this point, we do not have that ability to engage in a clinical environment. Your nursing board, your Bureau of EMS, your Louisiana Health Department, everyone is aware, everyone's working, and they understand the curriculum modifications we're making. We're not doing it in a silo, and we're doing it in lockstep with all of our other community college partners. So again, the takeaway, health sciences students worried about their clinical, we're in communication with your regulatory boards about our efforts to go with an online platform until such time we can re-engage in clinicals.
Thank you, Dr. Wainwright. So that kind of leads into our next question about traffic on campus. Last week when we were updating you guys on our plan, we talked about having small groups of students to come in to be able to do some of their hands-on components, primarily for our technical programs like welding and HVAC, electrical, those types of things. So students are saying, well, the guidance from our president, from President Trump, is that there are no groups larger than 10 in a location at the same time. And so due to that, is there a concern for safety of students being on campus? And then, you know, if the schools are closing and all of these agencies around us are closing, do we feel that it's safe for students to be on campus?
Last week, when we put out our initial guidance of our plan to have faculty return after we move spring break, and I want to be clear about that spring break move. When we found out Friday that all K through 12 systems were closing, because we know our student population and we know the average age of our student is 27, many of them are working parents, it was mission critical that we move spring break and allow not only our students, but the majority of our college faculty and staff this week to transition for child care, family arrangements, to navigate that sudden knowledge that you received about your kids not having a place to go. I want to address the few emails that we got about what about the money I put down on a spring break. Please understand that spring break is just a few short weeks from now, and please understand the latest guidance is we can be looking at a long-term event. So we did have students also respond and say, I got my refund. So I just want to encourage those students who had concerns about a spring break disruption and money put down in refund. I encourage you to reach out, call lots of travel agencies. There are just simply places you could go 2 weeks ago you can no longer go to.
Right.
So we apologize for that inconvenience, but for the support of the entire college family in light of the school closures, it was essential that we give families a week to gather themselves, make plans for their homes, their own safety. Transitioning to the safety of the campuses. A week ago, it was 250 or less when we were making these plans. Then it was 50 or less a few days later. And just recently now, 10 or less. We are in constant communication with the governor's office, the Office of Homeland Security. So all of our decisions, and right now, while we have campuses with essential staff there, it is extremely limited just to maintain our operations. Our goal is to prevent students from coming on campus until it is safe to do so. That is our goal. No student is in a position where they will receive any guidance where they are being forced to go to a campus. That is not the case. When we talked about creating some safe computer lab spaces that would be sanitized after each use and creating a safe place for students, that was initially an attempt to help those students who did not have access to broadband and internet at their own choosing if they wish to come. By no means was it ever a mandate or a requirement, so I want to be clear about that. And we are exhausting all efforts
Yes.
to figure out technology and make sure that all students have a reason to succeed and not a reason to fail. The tragic reality of that is we also know that some students, many of our own students work 2 and 3 jobs in the service industry, which you no longer have. We understand that impact. We're watching the federal response. And even if the federal government responds and provides financial assistance, we know that with that assistance, you're going to satisfy the basic needs of your family, and we expect you to do so. Our goal and our faculty commitment is to engage with every student. By Monday and Tuesday of next week, you will be in communication with your faculty, whether through Canvas, whether through your college email, you will be in communication. So expect that. The reason you're not getting daily communications from faculty right now is out of respect for families during this spring break time to care for their own families. But by Monday and Tuesday, you will be in communication. Plans will begin to unfold. Expect 100% online. In the rare circumstances in certain technical programs, you may see in the weeks to come a faculty member and a student engage on a one-on-one basis where they demonstrate their welding skills. But until that time, prepare for an online engagement starting next Wednesday with your faculty.
And just to clarify, one of the misperceptions that was out there, there was a student who expressed that we were the only college who moved that spring break date up, and that is not accurate. Several colleges did move their spring break up for the same reasons that we did, to try to give students time to coordinate and to give the staff time to coordinate and figure out how we were gonna move forward at the best interest of everyone.
As
involved.
difficult as decisions are, they're made for the whole of the college. And so that's our students first, followed by our faculty and staff.
Okay, thank you. So there's also a lot of students who are expressing just a bit of uncertainty. How long is this gonna last? You know, what happens if the state goes on a mandatory lockdown? You know, just those uncertainties of how am I gonna take care of my responsibilities and manage online schooling at this point?
That's gonna be an individual decision that each family will make. And what we are gonna commit to is if you choose to stay enrolled and you choose to try to balance family, school, and some of you still work. We know that some of you are still working. Know that your faculty and administration, we are going to work as hard as we can to give you every reason to succeed, understanding that in some cases, you may have to make a decision where it is just not an opportune time for you to continue. And if you do make that decision, we're committed as student services and admissions and administration to help you press that pause button with the proper documentation in place so that when you're ready to come back, we will have an ease of transfer back to the college. But quite honestly, Dr. Montgomery, our goal, our team, we don't want to lose one student.
Absolutely.
We want to, because let me tell you, when this is behind us, when the sun will rise, and it will rise again, when this is behind us, we all need to be prepared because our economy is going to reset. We're gonna need everyone to be a part of the rebuilding of a nation and a globe post pandemic. That's why our mission is so important. That's why the training we do is so important. We're committed to seeing you through.
Right, and we do understand that we do have some students that don't have the technology resources that you need for an online format. So we are working on plans to provide spaces very strategically where students will be able to utilize technology at the campus that they typically attend. That will be in very small groups. It will be monitored and there will be checks in place to manage that, but that is as of today.
Unless
there's
change.
There's an ever-changing situation, and so that's why you all have not seen a full rollout of a plan from us, because we are trying to make sure that we're working in your best interest and that we're not misinforming you. So, but you will receive information here soon to kind of direct you on what your options are based on the changing.
I do want to say,
circumstance.
Dr. Montgomery, the plan that we communicated a week and a half ago about faculty move spring break, faculty returning,
Right.
Wednesday launch, still our trajectory. The only difference is the Wednesday launch is going to be more of an online
Right.
platform at this time.
Okay, so then there's several questions about all of the schedule changes. So there were several events that we were supposed to have on campus. A couple of these questions I can actually answer. For any type of testing that we had going on, like HiSET, of course, we will have to postpone that. Be on the lookout for updates. The graduation fairs, we are not canceling them at this time, we are postponing them. So for our students who are on track to graduate this semester, be on the lookout. Make sure that you are checking that Northshore email frequently, because we will send those updates out to you. Will we be purging at this time? Where we are in the semester, we've already completed our purges for the semester for non-payment. So no, we are not looking at students right now who have a balance and purging them. However, be mindful that for those of you who may have financial obligations still, that you need to, again, check your emails, because you're probably receiving bills, e-bills, and making sure that you're taking care of that in a timely manner and communicating. If you are having challenges, make sure you're communicating with us so that we can ensure that you know all of the information that you need to know to take care of your semester balance if you do indeed have one. Dr. Wainwright, there was a question specific to housing and meal plans.
Yeah, so as of just yesterday, in partnership with Southeastern, those who are receiving housing and meal plans, you know that that's a partnership between Northshore and Southeastern. Guidance was provided yesterday by Southeastern, and encourage you to go to Southeastern's website, identify that information. We can also provide the plans for housing and meals,
Okay.
as discussed. Yeah.
There, many students are aware that actually online courses cost a little bit more than face-to-face courses. However, we are not adjusting. So for those of you who had concern about your tuition bill going up because we are moving to an online format, that is not the case. We are not adjusting your bill to reflect those online courses. And then there was a question about dual enrollment.
Mm-hmm.
So a parent reached out and said, my son's in welding dual enrollment.
Yeah.
What happens with them?
So to the parents, just this morning, the Louisiana Department of Education began to provide some advisement about not just high schools. And to the parents of a dual enrolled student, I'm the parent of a graduating high school senior, and I have your same questions. I go home every day to a high school senior asking me, will I graduate? Will there be a ceremony? What about my grades? Where am I? And for those who have dual enrollment with us, understand that through the dual enrollment and curriculum and planning and scheduling, we are in constant communication with all school systems throughout all 5 parishes that we serve, working closely with officials on unique strategies, whether it's online delivery or at the conclusion when we are able to reconnect, whether it's one-on-one, also check and assess student skills. So I want to encourage our dual enrollment students the same as our traditional students. Monday and Tuesday, you will begin to see guidance from your faculty specific to the method of instruction, timing, delivery. And so for dual enrolled students, especially in the technical skills arena, please understand it will have no impact on your high school graduation, but we will work closely with you to ensure at the appropriate time your demonstration of what you've learned to our faculty. Those date and times are just not yet available. They have everything to do with the continued stages of the pandemic when it comes to an end, what we can do at that time.
Thank you. So there's also some questions, and you can relate to this because you go and speak to our students a lot about math anxiety. So we are receiving several questions from students specific to courses such as math saying, hey, I took the face-to-face format because I'm not good in this subject. What advice can you give to students as they're trying to make this transition online, and what support do they have from us?
Hang on. That's my advice to students. Those of you watching, especially from the Hammond campus, I went to the Hammond campus 3 weeks ago and just walked around. I popped in on the Hammond campus Care and Development of Young Children class, a good class, about 25 students, and I popped in on the HiSET class at the Hammond campus. And I gave you all a lecture about do not let math destroy your life, because it almost destroyed my life. I've never been more sincere about that. Hang on. Do not let the fear and anxiety of the online platform convince you to make a knee-jerk decision. Please allow the faculty to reach out to you and to engage with you, to show you how they're going to provide those resources. And also, outside of the traditional resources of the class, you have other colleagues or students who are in your same situation, who have that same fear. This is an opportunity through technology to team up, work together, and study up with one another, even through means of technology and social distancing. Look at every strategy. Hang on, don't give up. Allow the faculty member the opportunity to engage with you. Allow them to walk you through the strategies, because we're working with faculty. Because as soon as this video's done, I'm sending a video to the faculty about how we're going to move forward in support of our students. Hang on, don't give up. Wait until you receive direction from the faculty. Evaluate the learning outcomes. Another thing is, keep in mind, we are at the halfway point, if not just past the point of this semester. You are halfway there.
Yes.
Do not give up. Hang on. Allow us the opportunity to work with you.
And I would say before you make that decision, so those of you who are trying to navigate and figure out what to do, before you make a decision on whatever your future is going to look like this semester, please make sure that you reach out to someone with the college. And with that being said, we do have several resources for you. So make sure, again, that you're checking your Northshore email, because we will have different email addresses that you can reach out to specific people to kind of help you navigate. There will be someone that can help you with disability services. So for individuals who have been receiving accommodations, we can provide those in an online format. So make sure that you're reaching out to disability services. We have someone for admissions. We have someone from the bursar's office to help with any finance questions, financial aid, adult education, counseling. If those of you who are experiencing anxiety at this point, we will have an email where you can reach out with any mental health related questions or anxiety that you may be experiencing. We have all kinds of tools for students to help manage that anxiety. Test taking skills. We have so many different things that we can provide for you. So make sure that when you receive that email in your Northshore email account, that you are utilizing those links that you receive, those email addresses, to basically reach out and say, hey, I need assistance, or I have questions for those financial aid, admissions questions, whatever it is, academic questions. And then also, again, utilizing your faculty. They are going to work with the students. We have an excellent team of faculty who go above and beyond for our students every single day. They are going to work with you to the best of their ability. We need you all more than ever to communicate what your needs are with your faculty and with our team here with the college. So make sure that you're checking that email, utilizing those links. We'll also be sending out some resources, creating different resource pages for you, for even some area resources, online resources that you can utilize during this time. So we are in this with you. We are here to support you, and I hope you can see that. We are tremendously fortunate to have a chancellor that would just take this time with everything going on to just sit down and answer your questions. So I hope you guys appreciate that as much as I do. Thank you so much, Dr. Wainwright.
And students, I need you to listen closely. I'm a parent, I have 2 children, and no matter where we are in stages of our lives, those of us that have children, we're being strong, we're trying to manage their fear and anxiety. Single parents, you're at it, and if you're isolated, now you're at it alone. Some of your extended support systems are no longer there. It is scary, okay? I want you to know that your questions, when you ask questions, you're talking to us. We're listening to that. I also want you to know that we're going to get beyond this, and that when we do, that as students, you understand that the power of education is undeniable and it is transformational. And education is going to be the key recovery mechanism for our nation and our globe. I stand before you today educated with a PhD. I need you to know the only reason I have a PhD today is because my mother earned her GED. If she would have given up and never gone back to school after she dropped out and said it was too hard with 2 kids, or at the time she was diagnosed with cancer, I just can't do this. But she didn't, she got it. And because of what she did, it has transformed our family. So each one of you are carrying tremendous burdens and responsibilities right now. But you also have the ability to make a generational investment in what I would argue is the most important times. So as you do that, you have a college family, you have a faculty. I understand as college students, with isolation and sheltering in place, your resources day to day are now even more restricted. Not just family support, diapers, milk, groceries, the essentials. We know as a college that whatever resources you get along the way, those go to your family first. You take care of your family, because that will then allow you to re-engage with us. If it sounds like it's getting personal, it's because it is personal. It's personal to our college family. We have a lot of faculty and staff worried about our students. And so to our students, hang on. Wait until you hear from your faculty members. Know that this week our absence was not an absence out of a lack of concern. It was an absence to allow you to focus on your families and get your life in order. We come together Monday as a faculty. We will finalize our plans. And on Wednesday, on Monday and Tuesday, you will hear from them. On Wednesday, we will launch our online platform. We will get through this together. I have every confidence. When we send out this video and we send out the specific email addresses throughout the college, what we're ready to do now is transition from any and all questions going to Dr. Montgomery to specific areas within the college where you will have consistent, if it's financial aid specific, you're gonna hear from the financial aid person. Many of our faculty, the majority of all of our faculty and staff are now telecommuting. So they stand ready. They've got the time dedicated to give you the resources you need. Stay hopeful, lean on your community, care for one another more than you ever have. Those of us who've been through the Katrina recovery, we remember a time of uncertainty, and we also know the resilience and the strength that came after that. Resilience and strength is coming. It's here now. We are going to get behind this. Thank you for choosing to be a Gator, being part of our Gator family. We miss you. We can't wait for the opportunity to open these doors and fill our campuses. So thank you, Dr. Montgomery, for your leadership and your love and passion for our students and working 24/7 for what's best to serve our students. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Dr. Wainwright, and thank you, Gator family. We hope to give you an update here soon, but we hope that all is well with you. And again, please utilize those resources that we will send out to you at your Northshore email. Don't hesitate to contact us. We are here for you 100%. So thank you, guys. Have a great day.